I can name many, but you can never count Mohamed El Sherbini out. I mean, Sherbini, I'll probably put him above all four of us. I mean, yes, he hasn't had the best of forms this season. Mohamed El Sherbini is Mohamed El Sherbini. For me, I've said it many times and I'll keep saying it, he's the greatest of our generation, not because of his achievements and not because of his squash, it's because of his character. If I'm an outsider, let's say, and watching the event, I wouldn't put Mohamed any less than any of the names that you've mentioned.
It would mean the word, obviously, like, it would mean the word, and it would mean for me especially a lot. As you said, like, I think I've worked so hard to hopefully win this title, so it would mean everything for me.
I probably need to change their mind of how they think of me. You know, I think they all think of me, okay, like this guy's gonna be good for a few games and then he's gonna drop. And as long as I get to this place actually, and like, you know, and I know exactly of myself first, and then I'm like actually translated to other people, like actually this guy can last forever, he can last with you, he can go the extra mile with you, then you're gonna start having doubts, and then I think I can actually get more into their minds, and because it's a mind game as well. It's just like, it's not just squash, you know, like for me to beat them like the first few times, it's gonna be really hard, but then it gets easier.
That was the main pressure that I put on myself this season, because my target was like to be top 5 this season, and it wasn't when it was not going your way, you think like what you're doing wrong, and but I think definitely my goal eventually to hopefully, you know, reach top 5 and be world number 1 one day. When I made it to world number 11, I remember there was one interview that I had done before, and I was asked what's my goal, you know, professionally when you're playing in college. And I was like, I hope I can be top 30 when I graduate, you know, it's gonna be a dream. And then I made it to world number 11 without even knowing, you know, so I just gonna not think about it too much. But I think when you do that, when you do the work consistently and don't think about it too much, it's just gonna happen.
I mean, they've been winning everything, but they've also been challenged recently, playing, you know, other players and you know, also losing to them. So maybe it might be different soon. Who knows? Maybe it's gonna be different in the world. Everyone plays a tournament to win. So yeah, I don't think players have the mentality to play a tournament and just expect to lose to one of them. It's good that we start challenging these top players, and it's good for a change as well, you know. It's getting a bit boring, expecting who's going to win the tournament.
I mean, to give him credit, Ali Farag has been, this season, he's just been on a league of his own, I would say. I don't know, I mean, if you look at the top 20, anybody could beat anybody. And then all the first rounds are almost like 16 to 18 minutes. And then some people don't get to watch that because it's not on the glass court. But those matches, I think, the ones that nobody sees, those are the matches that build players. And I didn't know that in the beginning. If I'm playing a lower ranked player and I'm on court for 70 minutes, at the beginning I would go to my coaches and be like, all right, what have I done wrong? And they're like, no, like you have to get through these matches in order to later on in my career, these are the matches that are going to define me.
After London Classic, I'm actually glad I didn't go home, because there's this, I like, my social media is blowing up, and you know, in Malaysia, support's crazy. When you're obviously doing well, they're very supportive, and but I guess that's just a distraction at times, especially during season. Like it lifts me up, and you know, I'm doing it obviously for myself, but also to my family and also supporters back home as well. Yeah, it's tough sometimes when they try to compare me with Nicole, but the good thing is that Nicole came up and said, you know, everyone's unique. She has a different path, and you know, Nicole has achieved what she has achieved, and I'm a new, different person, which is great to hear from her. And I think people have to know that we are two different people, we have different journeys, and the pressure is fine. I just got to like avoid all those and focus on what I need to do.
Outside of squash, I have school as well, and so it's very difficult to managing because most of the time I'm traveling. I barely see like my friends at school, and when I come, they're like, it's such a big thing because I'm never at school. I barely go out sometimes, but I try to spend more time with my family because I'm always on tour. When I think about it, sometimes I feel like a bit upset. But then I remember that, oh, maybe they have like the social life and social aspect, but then I have the aspect of being world number 12 in squash and a chance of going to the Olympics someday. And so I feel that that's obviously, it outweighs the social life that I can have when I retire if I want to. And yeah, so I try to look at it from a positive side.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think when I had the season of trying to get to number one in the world, I was sort of chasing Ali, and it's probably the player I studied the most out of any player on tour. And I think that trying to get to that number one spot, he was the guy I had to beat continuously, and I think physically I can stay with him. It takes a lot to be able to mentally and physically stay with Ali. He puts you under a tremendous amount of pressure for a lot of percentage of the game. So I can stick with him in that sort of physicality way. But like I said, he's a player I've probably studied the most on tour, and we have a game plan. He has a game plan for me, and it just comes down to who executes the game plan. I also think that he's a very fair player, and it's a very just hard, respectful game, and that's the way I like sport to be played the most. So I think I enjoy the battles with him as well. I look forward to them.
It's very hard, this feeling. I was always treated as if I'm the younger one. I'm always people around me, around doing everything together, protecting me. I'm the young one. I'm going around. I used to go around the Rowan and Amina, whatever they're doing, and do the same. And having Nour as well, she was 2 years older, but we were all going together. And so yeah, this transaction took me a while, to be honest. But once Raneem got pregnant and retired, and then after Nour got pregnant as well, and Amina retired, I suddenly found that, okay, I'm the bigger one now, and I'm the biggest one on in the Egyptian team. I mean, I'm not talking about the whole tour, but the Egyptian team. So yeah, it was a very awkward feeling for me, and that I'm taking this responsibility. The ones before me took it with me, so